Welcome to the teaching and prophetic ministry of Emmanuel Areo, lead pastor of Build Network Global. It is his vision to make God's people rule through the restoration of kingdom civilization in our various spheres of influence. Come and build with us.
I used to give this analogy when I used to work out, which I need to resume in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, amen, fire. But when I used to work out, when I used to jog in those days, and jog, who knows where Olu, does everybody here know where Olufom is? We know where Olufom is. I've jogged from Olufom down to Roadblock, back to Olufom. That was how fit I was in that year, before Pablo Escobar. And if you don't know who Pablo Escobar is, may the Lord give you understanding. But yeah, well, my routine, that was, I think I did that only once or twice, I can't remember. I think it was once, because I was staying around that place for a retreat at the time. But my normal, those that are in school, if you will know this, my normal schedule was that I would come out of Abiola Hostel, jog down to the field, and then jog around the field for like, is it 4 times? Or yeah, I think 4 times, then leave. That was my schedule every morning, and I was always doing that. And one of the things that I used to notice is that when I jog that long, a time comes when my body starts to itch, and sometimes you might need to stop jogging. If you jog and you've experienced that, nobody. It's another message for another day. But my body will start to itch, and then sometimes you might be tempted to stop. So I had to do a research to understand why my body was itching. So when I was doing the research, I figured out that it was a reaction that my brain was picking, that you are crossing a fitness level. And so your muscles are used to a particular fitness level. So when you stretch it more, it breaks. And when it breaks, it sends a signal to your brain, and that's why the itching happens. So it breaks to develop a stronger one. That's the idea, right? It breaks to develop a stronger one, so you become more fit. I think the last time that I went to the gym to work out, the trainer was not sure that I was fit. But when I started doing all the activities, he was saying, "Do you used to work out before?" I said yes, because those things had been trained, right? So the muscles will break to develop a bigger one, and your body begins to itch. And I always use that to explain that your body is used to a particular level of stress. At that level of stress, there's no itching. When it starts going higher, your body starts becoming uncomfortable. It's either you continue or you stop and you remain at the same level. This is how the mind works. It's like an elastic. What you allow to stay around your life is a proof of your mindset. If your mindset is not, so let me give this example, maybe it will help us. If somebody from CAC enters we all know Transformation Church. So if somebody from Deeper Life, now the real Deeper Life, not my friends Deeper Life. Those people, they've lost the faith. But the real Deeper Life people, if you take that person to a Transformation Church, I'm sure that person will be angry at everything that is going on in that building. From the way the people in front are dressing, to the way Mike Todd is dressing, to the way that man is even jumping. Because this guy will just be pissing you off. You know why? Because your mindset cannot accommodate that level of life. Our mindset determines what we allow to stay and what we stop and what we disallow. It means, it also shows in our finances. There are some of us that if your account balance has not reached maybe 10K, you are still comfortable. In fact, you can see the 10K and still say, I like this shoe now. How much is it? 12K. Price it, I beg. You know, if you give me like 8K. But when your account starts entering like 5K, there is an alarm. I'm broke. Whereas there are other people that it is from 100,000. If they see 100,000, just 100,000 in their account, something is wrong. They can almost go for a prayer meeting. Why is it only 100,000 that is in my account? What did I do? Where did I send the money to? What did I spend on? It is your mindset that is determining what is your comfort level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it means that you must train yourself and your mindset to start to embrace change and embrace things that are superior to what you are used to. The background that you came from is what you are used to, but you must expand your mind to live something above what you are used to. This is how the mind works. Anything that you still allow in your life right now, you are comfortable with it. How many of us have friends that maybe before we got saved, these were unruly friends, they talk anyhow, they act anyhow, and we didn't have any problem with it? This is the kind of friend that any lady can be passing on the road and is the next point of discussion. Until you got saved, you got to build, you listening to some messages, and the friend is talking rubbish and you get angry. Let me give a good example that some of us will know. Lala, sorry. For example, Lala. I think those that understand what I'm saying already. There is a way some people will pass on the road close to Lala. His mindset will trigger. It's a trigger warning. I'm not comfortable with this. This is how the mind works. There are things in our life. We say we don't want it, but your mind wants it. Remember that God is able to do more than you ask or think. The point is that you are praying, Lord, I want increase, but your mind is saying, God, keep me in 10K. Just keep me in 10K. Not by saying it, but because when the money is in 50K, you are not yet stopping the way you are spending. You are not, your body is not itching yet. Until the money enters 10K, then your body starts itching. We need to train ourselves. That's how the mind works. There is a way, listen, and I'm training us in build, because this message is for build people. Even in build, there is a way service will go. Your mindset should trigger an alarm. Service didn't go well. There is a minimum quality that you should expect. And this is something that I'm training everybody on, including the leaders. There is a minimum quality that your team should deliver. You should say, no, we need to do something more. If this is what your mind is used to, then you will not be ready for change. This is one of the reasons why I and some of the leaders and some of us here, we always have issues all the time. The reason is, I'm not saying what you are living is bad. Based on your background is good. But based on where you are going to, no. I always say this, there is a superior life that you are called to. It's why every time we want to hold a conference, I try to use conference to model my mindset to everyone in build. Build, this is what service should look like every Sunday. So that the next conference will look like what our future should look like again. That's what I'm saying. Your mind determines what you are comfortable with and what you are not comfortable with. You can accept to be small, but you can choose to be great. Greatness is in the mind. First of all, in the mind. It determines what you are comfortable with. So when you are earning 100,000, you thank God for the 100,000, but there is more. When God blesses you and you enter 500,000, you don't now grow. You know, you've seen how many politicians in Nigeria act. It's not like they have millions of dollars. So probably just 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. You know they are better than Nigerians will wear. If you have 10 million, do you know who I am? Now, Ronaldo is, do you know how he can buy some of our favorite artists? And you see now our artists dress with all the chains and everything. Just Cristiano Ronaldo can buy 10 of them and keep them as pets at home. That guy is that rich. And the guy will wear a short, be running after a ball. There is no ego mindset. That's what I'm talking about. There are some of us, if we have 10 million, the first thing you would think of is a car mindset. Someone else would think of 10 million. How can 10 million become 20 million? How can it become 50 million? Growth mindsets. I'm training us. Whatever is in your life now, you are comfortable with it. And until you get uncomfortable with it, it will not change. It's time for your body to begin to itch. It's time for your body to begin to itch. Say it after me. Say, let my body itch. My body must itch. My body must. You must become uncomfortable, ready for change. That's the mindset of Cain. That you enter a place, it determines the kinds of friends you will have. There are friends that when you get a new money, they first tell you, I heard of this investment, can you try it? It can help you grow your money. And there are friends that will now sit down and tell you, there are 5 bags that I saw on Instagram. See this one, now see this one, and see this one. You have passed that level. You know, I used to say that I always do this thing. That sometimes bike men, after you carry bike, they'll say, I think somebody even told me something that was very funny recently. He said, I look at the people that enter the bike before I tell them the price. I said, I said, what do I look like? He mentioned one outrageous price. I said, no, it's 200 naira. And that 200 naira is what I will drop. You know why? Rich people live on a budget. They don't live anyhow. It's the mindset of the rich. You know that thing that you enter one store and they say, oh God, you are bigger than this now. You are bigger than this now. You can even buy another one, join. This one is just 50. How much is 50,000 to you? 50,000 is something to me. Something to me. Because based on my own training, my mindset is that my money must be connected to purpose. I don't buy what I don't need. Are you learning this evening? Mental transformation. One of the ways that you know that you are being transformed is that you are getting uncomfortable with what you are normally comfortable with. That's a sign that you are getting transformed. I think it's a good place to pray for yourself. Lord, make me uncomfortable with things that are not making me grow. Pray for yourself. Lord, make me uncomfortable with things that are not making me grow. That from where I am, I can lift my eyes. I can dream supreme.